this is Driving with Pete. Today I'd like to answer a question that one of our email subscribers has emailed through to me with regards to sourcing sensational staff. The way Kate mentioned her problem was that she was looking to find staff who metaphorically had a vested interest in the business. And we all know these staff. These are the staff that take ownership of the role and continue to better themselves in that role, becoming better and better employees, and they just become exceptional at their particular role. You may have heard me previously advocating the idea that I try to avoid employing the unemployed where possible, and I do this by open communication within the industry and speaking to exceptional staff within the industry. But other channels that are available to you are things like Facebook, joining your local Facebook groups that are industry specific. So you might, if you're living in Sydney, you might join Sydney Hospitality or Sydney Baristas, and just join in on some of the conversations going on in there when you are looking for staff. By putting a small advert on these Facebook pages, you're reaching exceptional baristas that are working in the industry currently. They're not unemployed for any reason. And these are people that after they finish work, they jump online to discuss how to be exceptional in the roles that they work. So imagine a barista finishes working with you, and then they finish work, have dinner, jump on Facebook, and they choose to discuss making coffee with other exceptional baristas to try and better themselves. These are the kind of staff that we're after. So that's one really good avenue that you can choose when looking for staff. So Facebook groups are a great option, and the same can be said about LinkedIn groups as well. Now, when it actually comes to certain areas, if you're working in a regional area, you may have trouble being able to draw on a pool of exceptional staff that are working in businesses around you who perhaps aren't happy where they're working for one reason or another. It could be limited hours. It could be just the vibe of the place that they're working in. So if you don't have the option of being able to draw from a larger pool of staff, I would suggest that really you need to build it so the right people come to you. And what I mean by that is you may actually need to develop your staff to become exceptional. And the way we do that, well, we need to start with a baseline, a standard level. And the best way to do that is either you currently have exceptional staff working for you, or you're exceptionally good at a particular role which you're employing for. Now, that's important because great staff are attracted to great businesses and other great staff. And why? Because they want to better themselves. So if you think of a young chef or a young barista, they want to partner up with someone that's exceptional, especially if they're motivated, so that they can also become better. Okay. Now, if you don't have that available as an offering, it's going to be really hard to attract young people with the right attitude. So I would say to you, start working on your own education so that you've got a little bit more to offer your staff by way of training and elevating their knowledge in a particular area. Now, it sounds materialistic, but staff are also attracted to great equipment as well. I often talk about coffee because it's something that I specialize in, but if you're trying to attract an exceptional barista, it really does help if you've got exceptional equipment within your cafe. You'll often find that if you don't have amazing equipment, but you do find yourself interviewing a really good barista, you might ring them up to offer them a job after the interview, and you're really, really pleased. They've done some sensational latte art. They've really got mastery of their craft when they're demonstrating their skills at the interview. You call them up and say, look, we'd love to have you start work. And you may be finding that these baristas are saying to you that they've already found work and they're not so interested. Well, they're unable to work for you. I actually think that's a polite way of them saying that they're not interested in working for you after they've visited your business and seen the equipment that they'll be working with. So if you find that that's a regular occurrence through your interview process, you may need to look at upgrading your equipment, because it's highly unlikely that someone that has been working on up-to-date, state-of-the-art equipment will want to downgrade in what they're working with. Now again, exceptional staff are constantly trying to push the limits of what they're able to do, so they really do want to work on state-of-the-art equipment. Now, that's difficult. Obviously, that comes at a cost, whether you're leasing or purchasing that outright. It's going to be expensive. But when you think about what that actually does to your business in being able to attract and maintain exceptional staff, and then to be able to train up young staff that have sensational attitudes and really want to reach that standard, I really do think that's priceless for your business. So think about how that translates in the kitchen. Think about how that translates on the floor. Think about how that translates behind the coffee machine, and I hope that's given you a bit of an insight as to how to actually find sensational staff, and also how to keep them, and also how to groom them and nurture the staff that you do have that really do have a passion and want to better themselves. So thanks for listening to this episode of Driving with Pete. This is Peter Giannakis from thehospitalitycoach.net. If you want more information, please visit the website.